We live, breaking down this white noise. Before we finish this last 50 minutes, give them a rundown of what you've seen.
This whole movie is crazy, like super, super crazy. I don't actually, I would not promote anyone to watch this because it doesn't even have a good feeling when I'm watching it. Like and because there's time, it's meant to be look artistic or poetic, but it's definitely riddles. Talk about a lot of occultism, Nazism, Hitler is brought up a lot in this.
Hmm.
Um, very, very strange things. They're like, "Oh, she has occultist books in the attic." There are people in hazmat suits. First, there's the chemical spill, and chapter 2 is called the airborne toxic threat. So, what happened in Ohio is that's the big question about like, are we going to be affected? And this really happened? Is it going to come down as acid rain? Are we safe? All those questions. So in the movie, even when they're telling us that there's a derailment, the kid is like, I don't really think it's a derailment. I think something happened to the train. It's been punctured, and this and that. So they're even going over conspiracy theories, but there's so many talks about death and the people who are going to die, and the people, not the people who are already dead, but the people who are going to die. And there's a lot of strange ritualistic things happening here.
Yep, it's ritual magic. It's like you have to show what you're gonna do to the person before you could do it, so you can absolve yourself of all the karmic debt, right? So they've been doing this in Hollywood since they figured out how to capture energy and emotions and all that on film, because it's always been symbolism and sigils that they use for the magic, but actually being able to make films took that shit to the next level because we can really connect with other human beings we seen acting out their different emotions and whatnot. So with the ritual magic occurring, they make these shows, these TV series, these movies, and they put their actual plans into the show. And then they show us they some of the shit go viral and it really resonates with us. And like she says, most things really are there to induce fear. That's what that shit really there to do, is induce fear.
This, I don't know if the intention of it is to induce fear
I
or
don't,
is to
not with
give us.
this specific one, I don't think so.
I don't think that this is to induce fear, but I do think that something that's not okay is entering through this. Sometimes we have media makers who are showing you so that you have the awareness and the knowledge, but even when I'm watching this does not feel good. It doesn't feel good as I'm watching it. And when I see, like a spell going on or some type of, I don't know how to say it. I You can sense when it's real magic that's trying to be made even over the film. You know what I'm saying? I am not accepting it. So if you're going to watch this for an awareness point, just make sure that you are prayed up and you are protecting your eye gates and your body and your mind and spirit while you're watching
Damn, I
it.
just figured something. You know what white noise is? It's
It's actually the sound to distract you in the background.
it's
Well,
no, it's all the frequencies.
hmm.
So this movie is trying to tap on all the frequencies, the woke people, the scared people. When I first saw this one a while back, I told you I was going to do a breakdown, but I ended up not doing it. I should have, because that shit would have been booming by now. But this shit was so deep with all the symmetry and the references, like you said, with Hitler and all that. You know what I'm saying? I was
Did you
like,
mean
this
to
shit
say
crazy.
symbology and imagery? Because you said symmetry.
Definitely just made up a new word,
I
didn't
mean,
I?
it made sense. Like,
That
I
shit
got
raw
what
as
you were
hell.
saying, but I just wanted to
Ooh, symmetry.
clarify.
You know I'm the king of making it. I have my own language.
Symmetry.
If y'all didn't know, I do got my
Yeah, he
own
does have
language.
his own
So
language.
yeah, with all the symmetry and stuff in it, I really believe that this is touching on everybody, not just the fearful folk. And is what's making this movie so relevant now and popular, because they're enacting their plans with the train derailments, but they've already had this movie out there for the karmic debt aspect. So it's we're about to finish watching the end of it. I watched it all the way through, but she the one like that sees all the symbols and signs immediately in the movie. I'm watching the movie because I want to see how good it is, the actual filming, the scenery, the set pieces and shit. Because I'm planning on making my own movies and stuff. So and the script, the writing. That's what I'm looking at. But as I was watching it for myself the first time, I'm like, man, this shit is a whole ritual.
It is a whole ritual. And I also, like, that's what I made a video and posted to my story. Like, I also edit videos. I watch movies because the what he's creating, I'm like, oh, let's create the movie. Like, think about this point, think about that. So when I'm watching a movie, I am looking at that piece and the scenery and how they're doing things. And there's even beings, there's interdimensional beings, there's beings in this movie too. So there, if you listen to the conversations even in the back, like, everything is a subliminal message. And movies, everything in a movie is entering your consciousness, even if you don't notice it. So there was a tiny little clip in in this movie where they're evacuating because it's toxic, these toxic chemicals that have spilled just like in Ohio and East Palestine right now. And they show a little tiny book and it says, "We not of this world" is the first book, and the second book says "The Occult, a History." Why would they take the time to show you that tiny little subliminal message that nobody else would notice, but I notice because I know that you're playing a game with this movie. This movie is a game. So if you're going to watch it to get the awareness of what's coming or the awareness of what they're doing, because no matter what, even if all this, the rest of it is bullshit, the fact that they made a movie within the same year of a town in Ohio having a train derailment of toxic chemicals, and we just had that, you cannot say, if you
These
want to
niggas
call it a
bold.
coincidence, it's what you want. But he's been saying that they are just doing stuff bold, and this is bold to me. This is frightening to me, honestly. And I don't let energy take my fear, but it's frightening to me the depths that they will literally enter into your mind without even worry now. There is no worry now. Like, this is wild to me. This is such magic and not of the light. It does not feel like it is of the light
It's
to me.
not Disney magic no more. Cause
First of all, Disney magic
no,
is nowhere near the light. I just want to say that. It sickens my
no, I'm
soul,
saying
but
Disney is pure evil, but they try to hide it with cartoon and
yeah,
shit
they're
like
not trying
that.
to hide this, but
These
they
niggas
don't
is
have
trying
to
to hide.
hide it.
Yeah,
No, because they don't have to hide it because you don't know what you're looking at. You don't even know that you're listening to spells and riddles
yeah.
and evil. Like, you don't know it. So if you, I'm watching every word that they're saying. I'm paying attention to I'm paying attention to every conversation and even the whispers in the background. That's why I watch movies with subtitles, because I'm reading the background whispers that are happening and what are being said that you can't pick up in your ear gates, right? But they're spewing them and they're saying them without you noticing. So they can talk in riddles this whole time because you're not paying attention to what the words that are being said and how they're being said and in the meaning and the tone. This is an energy transference movie. Do not watch it if you don't know how to protect your energy. I promise you don't. But if you watch a movie with subtitles, you don't miss anything because you're listening and you're seeing all the pieces of what they're saying. That's why most people don't watch with subtitles, because they just want to listen and they miss all the details. This is a spell. I'm just telling you right now, but I'm watching it so that I can gain awareness for what is to come,
Mhm.
while also protecting my energy and my personal bubble. So that's all I gotta say. I don't even know. I stopped really watching it. I was just playing in the background. I was like, I don't really want to watch this. And I was like, I'm not even gonna let this play in my background. And this is just coming from someone who knows the relevance of energy. If you don't care about it, that's fine. Do your thing. Watch it. It's just a movie. Do your thing. It's not my perspective.
Yeah, my thing is don't let fear rule you, because that's what their intent is when they do these rituals. I mean, it is informative, but it's informative like to the point to where you can't do nothing to stop that shit. The best way to stop it is to not let yourself be overtaken and overcome with whatever energy they trying to project through that screen. So it's
And remember that it's just something that they want to get across from you. The rest of this, we're only at the beginning. So if they're trying to make a reality penetrated into your brain to make it manifest, just know that that's a trick too. And you don't have to believe that any of this is actually going to come to light, and you can change it, reverse the energy, say your intentions for something different. This is not the end all be all. It's just what they're trying to plant into your mind.
yeah, that's it. Video coming soon. I'll get some scenes and some shots, and
I already
We'll break
got them
it down.
posted on my story if you want to see some of the chaos. But I warn you before. Watch yourself before you start watching what I posted.
Yeah, protect yourself because that's what this is intended to do, to penetrate your psyche and your emotions and all that shit.
And I'm not posting it to spread any negativity, literally to spread awareness that this is truly happening. This is real. This is the fact that they are creating media to tell you what's coming means that this was planned.
Mhm.
This means that this was real. There are all these different coincidences that are not coincidences,
All
even not even including this movie.
all them pandemic movies, y'all know, and shit, they been doing pandemic movies since fucking early 2000s, and then all this shit happened after that.
I mean, even they just did a pilot test program in East Palestine, Ohio, for monitoring bracelets, health monitoring bracelets, in case they can't breathe, or breath tracking bracelets, something like that. Like,
Mhm.
how did they just do this 3 months ago in East Palestine, Ohio?
But I told you names of cities is important too.
Right.
They chose Palestine for a reason. Palestine is one of the most important places in general in the world right now, as far as the balance of powers, right? So when they do their rituals and they magic, they're gonna use locations, time, the certain characters. Even they gotta have the right characters to act out all they little shit. Whether it's with the
Yep.
music and the sacrifices, this shit go deep.
Like, babe, I literally want to message Don Cheadle right now. Like, you're okay with this? You're okay with what you're a part of in this movie? Like, do you know? I know that you know because
Yes.
you're in Hollywood. You're up there. I know that you know what you're a part of. So, like, in this household, like, we've always loved his movies, and now I'm wondering, like, where on the chessboard do you live and do you lie to be a part of a movie like this? Who are you really, and what are you part of? Because the pieces that are said that not everyone understands, because this is deep occult stuff. This is occultism, and I don't say of the light. This is the other side of the occult, I think. But that's just me. It's my perspective.
That's it.